right, we'll share. Fucking Jesus. All right. I think we're streaming and up and running, and oh my God, that's so many technical difficulties. Nick, what's going on? Sorry I'm late. Sorry I'm late, everybody. All of everything, all the new stuff that I got to live stream with the nice camera, not shockingly, doesn't fucking work today. I did nothing. I tested it twice yesterday. Doesn't work. It's absolute garbage. This thing sucks. Black magic. This thing's fucking garbage. Ugh. Frustrating. What's up, everybody? We're gonna wait for people to pile in. So the other thing that I'm learning with this membership thing is there's no real good way to tell you guys that the stream is happening. So basically I have to open up the live stream, then I have to open up a new tab, then I have to go to my channel page, then I have to click on community, then I have to make a post and then say members only. There's no way for me to directly tell you guys or give you guys the link to the live stream while I'm streaming. I don't, it's kind of convoluted. It's very frustrating. I have coffee, so the day's not that bad though. I just remembered, did you ever make a cup of coffee and then you get wrapped up in your work and then you forget that you have a cup of coffee? There it is. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. My coffee is not quite room temperature. It's like just above room temperature, which is like perfect. The coffee I'm drinking today is Anchorhead from California. It's the Ernie Ball coffee that I got. Normally I have the coffee black. If I do have creamer, it's just like it's a dollop of creamer, if I may. Yeah, so how this is going to go is just a basic, it's a hang. You guys can ask me whatever. You guys aren't competing with thousands of other people. It's just us hanging. Currently, there are, I don't think everyone's going to be joining us, but there are 133 members currently. And then I also have to give away, today's giveaway, this month's giveaway is a Nanolog overdrive that I did a video for. This is the classic overdrive. So you'll get this, and maybe I'll toss in some pics, some of my custom pics. Yeah, we're going to be giving this away too. This is a really cool overdrive. The new Rest Repose is coming along nicely. We're writing. We've written some banging ass songs. We've had more member changes that haven't been announced yet. The never-ending member changes. But they're good, and I'm excited for the future. My custom picks are T3s. Actually, this is a regular T3. 88. Yeah, Windspear picks are cool. I believe I had some. I was given some at NAMM a few years ago. That's what Chappers uses, right? Or did? See, I left Jazz 3 XLs for the T3s. Sound canceling in a room. Soundworks Reference 4 is a good start. Inexpensive. What is something you take on tour just in case? I'll have several phone chargers and several different smaller charging bricks, like one in my road case with my gear, one in my backpack, and like one in my luggage. That's something I'm kind of weird about. Been doing a lot of demos for the JST stuff. 1,400 subs. It seems like I don't have a good reach. How can I fix that? 2 videos a week is good. Forever it was just like just keep doing it, and that is still applicable. Just keep doing it. However, the time span to really build and have the snowball effect is so much longer than it used to be because the market is so saturated. Just keep doing it. Any difference in recording between coded and uncoded strings? Yeah, the uncoded are going to have a little bit more snappier top end, but just by a little teeny tiny bit. The coded will be a little bit more round. If I could only pick one, EVH 5150 or a Triple Crown? EVH 5150. What is a good audio interface on par with the UA Apollo that uses USB instead of Thunderbolt? I believe the only other company I know that has like real-time processing and other plugins to go with their stuff is the Apogee stuff. But most of that stuff is Thunderbolt for a reason, because you need that speed. USB simply doesn't have that speed. If the real-time processing stuff isn't make or break, just get like a Focusrite. Oh no, let's see. The Clarets are Thunderbolt. Everything's Thunderbolt, man. I mean, USB 3. You know, Presonus just came out with the USB 3 stuff. Speaking of JST, why was there no Misha Mansour demo on my channel? That's a good question. So I did a video that was a, hey, last day for pre-order, and everyone had kind of assumed that was my demo video, and everyone was just all over me in the comments about how terrible I made it sound. And it was a total rush last minute thing. Joey was like, hey, if you want, can you make this thing last minute, like 20 by tomorrow, have something? And I was like, okay. I put it out, and it was never intended to be out forever. It was just a, hey, there was the last day of the pre-sale is tomorrow kind of a thing. I took it down, and there was so much negativity, and Fort and Nameless had come out, and I felt like I was doomed to fail if I put out the Misha JST plugin video. No matter how good it sounded or what I did, it was just going to be incendiary comments about how bad it was and how much of a bad person I am, even though Misha's a friend of mine. None of that would matter, so I just didn't do it. Because the internet is a horrible, horrible place. Can I get away with software compression to clean up spoken word recording? Absolutely, you can. Is there a reasonable entry-level hardware compressor? Well, there is a reasonable entry-level hardware compressor. You can get a Warm Audio WA76 on Reverb for like $300. But absolutely, the software compressors are just fine for that stuff. So I found out about the Oak Sound Soothe plugin for Misha's Instagram, making it or using it to make a snare sample sound more electronic. But I see you were using it for channel intro. Just comes down to the type of use. Yeah, it just depends on what you're looking to do, what you're looking to do with it. I'm always looking to calm down like the fizziness and like the weird ultra high end artifacty stuff. Antelope has a Thunderbolt and USB on most of their interfaces. Oh yeah, that's true. Antelope's good stuff. I know a few people, like a few distributor friends who don't like Antelope. I don't know why. I love my Antelope Satori. It's been rock solid. Got a new PreSonus USB 3 8 input rack. It's pretty good, but missed my preamps from the Sapphire Pro 40. The Focusrite preamps are really good and all that stuff. Like the Clarets, oh, so clean. Yeah, it's not the internet that's horrible. It's the people. Yeah, that's unfortunately true. Just picked up an Engel Blackmore, and I think it needs a boost. Is the Dead Horse any good? Reliability and sound? The reason why you don't see anyone using the Dead Horse or like a lot of the Protone stuff, they fell apart. Honestly. Remember how everyone was using Protone for a second, and then all of a sudden they're not? That's why. I would definitely go with something like, dude, a classic Maxon Odie 808, honestly, is going to get you there. How would you recommend using backing tracks for live use? So we have, well, you mix it in however you can at home, and you want to give yourself, your front of house, a mono track. Because when it's amplified that big and when there's a PA in a club and there's a lot of cancellation, a stereo track is not going to have the impact that the mono track will, believe it or not. So you want a mono track and you want to mix it at home in mono how you want it to sound. It's not that hard. You're probably thinking too much into it like I did. And then you actually get into a club and you're like, oh, okay. But I would mix that and just have the tracks and you just give your front of house a separate feed. Opinion on Clutch. I like some of Clutch's stuff. Would you ever consider posting your patches for the Fractal or Line 6? I did just I gave my Line 6 Helix patches to JST, to Joey, for the JST VIP section, actually. And I'll probably do the same thing with the Fractal. There are some of my patches on Custom Tone, on the Line 6 Custom Tone, though. GTOD as a boost pedal. Yeah, that's a good boost pedal. I mean, it's a crunchier tube screamer. For some reason, it's like a little crunchier than an actual tube screamer, which is weird. Do you have a brand in mind for your new guitars? Or are you just going to drift around? That's a good question. So yesterday I announced that I left Balaguer just because I wanted to try some other stuff. That's literally the only reason. It's like when you have your favorite pair of shoes and you keep buying the same pair for like several years, and then you're like, I'm gonna try these other things. That's literally what it is. And also 3.5 years to be with a company with a signature guitar is several lifetimes in internet land. I think that speaks really highly of Joe. Um, I don't know where I'm gonna go. I could go to Friedman, obviously. I could go to Friedman Guitars. I could probably go to PRS. I could probably call Chappers. I could also, obviously, I'm already an Ernie Ball artist. That would probably logistically make the most sense. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna take a break for a while. Do you think Gibson would break their own design philosophy and start making 25.5-inch scale length SGs, Les Pauls, etc.? No, I do not. Because they are in back to basics mode. They are basically making their entire line exactly what it was in the 60s. I have not seen the Joyo R series. I am familiar with Alexisonfire. Are they back? Oh, I didn't know that. So the signature model thing, like, I don't think I'll ever have another signature model because I don't think I'll ever be afforded that opportunity again. The bigger companies, it just financially doesn't make sense. Although maybe with Ernie Ball, I don't know. Jared has one coming out. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you that or not. No fluff guitars. Logistically, that would be a nightmare. I don't have the attention to span to like worry about like with the shipping charges. When you're dealing with physical things like hardware and racked stuff and effects pedals, like, oh man, I don't know. Opinion on Periphery's Blood Eagle. It's a great track. It's heavy. I like the heavy Periphery. I am not prone to sitting down and listening to not heavy Periphery because I think they get heavy in such a unique and amazing way. That's what they are just really, really damn good at. Dungeon Crash, it's okay. You didn't, I don't think you've missed much. Alexisonfire is back. That's cool. They did have a 25.5-inch Les Paul, but no one bought it. That's right. And they also, the original RDs were 25.5-inch scale as well, which always makes me mad when they reissue them. It's always short scale. I'm like, ah. What's the lowest tuning you often play in? I have a bass set up for drop A sharp. That's about as low as I go. All the new Rest Post stuff is drop C sharp. Can I mess up my amp if I exact match the power rating, 120 watt ahead into 120 watt 212? No, you will not. So the thing with speaker impedance and all that stuff and wattage is that's its max wattage. Your 120 watt amp is never, ever, ever running at 120 watts unless everything is absolutely dimed and sounding terrible. 120. So the wattage rating on amplifiers, the marketing departments decide those, right? So like a 5150 is an extremely loud amp. When you're at band practice, you're pushing like 70 actual watts because 120 watts is not the clean range of the wattage. That's its total power. The actual usable range is like 70 watts, but 120 watts sounds way better than 70 watts, for example, if that makes any sense. So you're not ever actually using the full wattage of your amp, ever. And just to reiterate on that wattage thing, that's why you see Mesa Boogie combos, like, you know, the Mark IV combos with a single 12-inch 90-watt speaker. Like, that's a 100-watt amp, or like a 25-watt greenback. Like, that's why they can get away with having 112 combos and versions of amps that are seemingly like tons and tons of wattage, because you're never actually using that much wattage. I realize I have no music related questions. Man, we could just hang. What else is going on that you guys I wanted to actually thank you, all of you, now that you guys are all here, or well, some of you are here. I just wanted to say thank you for actually, like, legit, like, I feel supported by you guys. Like, and I was so worried about the member thing being like too gimmicky or salesy, which is why I never did a Patreon thing, because I never wanted to be like, hey, go over to this site and give me money. You know what I mean? But it makes more sense staying on the platform with which I want to be supported on. So I do plan to add some more stuff. Like getting some of my friends over and like taking part in the live stream, etc., etc. But I did want to say thank you so much. I love you all. Do you still mix Rob Scallon stuff? I do. Actually, it's funny. When I can't do it, when I'm on like vacation or I'm traveling, Rob's backup is Pete Cottrell, and it's funny because me and Rob have developed Rob's sound over a lot of years, and Pete does a great job. But more often than not, whenever he posts a video that has a Pete mix, he always gets comments and he gets messages about people asking like, "Hey, this sounds different. What is this? This doesn't sound like you. Well, what's with that guitar tone?" And Rob always laughs. He's like, they always can figure out when it's not you. Your live rig consists on a 50-watt or a 100-watt rocker verb. I actually use a 50-watt rocker verb. It's unbelievably, it's louder. It's like much louder and has more low end than the 100-watt, because I had the 100-watt and I've compared several of them to the 50-watt. And for some reason, with the transformers and stuff, it's louder than the 100-watt, like a lot, like 3 clicks louder, which is significant on the oranges. Don't feel bad about being lost with the tech. The tech is such a, you know, if you're happy to plug into your Marshall and go, I envy you. Currently, I'm in drop B or drop D. Did I grow up in Seattle, and what was it like being around the music scene in the early 90s? I did. I grew up in Federal Way, which is about a half hour south of Seattle. I was, when the grunge thing hit, I was like 12. So when it got into full swing, I was like 14 years old in 1994. And it was an amazing time. Like, you could go to Seattle Center and the local radio station, KISW, which is, you know, The Rock. Jerry Cantrell used to have all those stickers on his guitar, which is still around. It's still a radio station. It's like the Northwest version of KROQ. They used to put on a free concert series every summer called Pain in the Grass. And you could literally, it was free. You just walk by in the Mule Amphitheater outside. You would just walk by and be like, yeah, it's Pearl Jam playing. Or that's, you know, that's Alice in Chains. They're just playing a free show. People are just walking around eating their food. You know, I used to walk around and like you'd see all sorts of crazy ass shows. It was just a normal thing. It wasn't anything special at the time, but it was amazing. Let's see. As a shorter guy myself, I try to find either a fan fret 25.5 inch or 24 3/4 scale. Try the Ibanez Axion series if you can find them. I will check that out. 120 watt Bugera 6260. Thoughts? The Bugera stuff is good if it lasts. So some of them, and we all know about the quality control issues. I had some of the Infinium stuff, and they seem to last a lot longer than the non-Infinium stuff. All the ones that I ever had still eventually broke down after I got rid of them. Like I would give them to friends, and then they would break down like a year later. If you have one that's still working, those were great amps. They sounded good. What is meant by headroom on an amp? Typically, you're talking about clean headroom, the amount of volume you can get before it starts to break up. Ever get to see the best Seattle band ever, Undertow? No, I did not get to see Undertow. They were actually playing a lot out of the state at the time. It was John Pettibone's band, who later went and formed Himza and is now in Harris. Have you ever used the Rode NT1? Yes, I have. Oh, this is an NT USB, but same thing. I like it. Sounds good. I'm sure you've answered this before, but what was your favorite show from last year's tour? I remember the Chicago show was sick, especially with Rob stealing the spotlight for the meet and greet. The best show on the American Safari Tour for me was Atlanta, Georgia. We get in and we start loading, and there are hundreds of kids pounding at the venue door like Walking Dead, and you see hands, and they were chanting the band name, which was surreal. And like 250 kids showed up, and it was the most punk rock show we've ever played. People were like jumping off the PA, and like that was the footage. If you've seen Jared crowd surfing with the guitar, that was at that show. We ended up doing 2 encores and signing autographs for like 2 hours after the show. It was unbelievable. Any advice on new bands trying to start a following on YouTube? Do something original and funny. To get traction, do some covers. But don't do metal. Don't sit there and do like gent-core versions of Post Malone songs. Everyone's doing that. Do something different. Which feels, when you're doing something different in the moment, it feels like it might not be the right thing. But that's how you know it's the right thing. When is the next Rate or Roast coming out? I filmed 2 of them. They're edited and they are uploaded. So the next one comes out on Tuesday. Is it better to buy a cheap guitar and mod it? It depends on how cheap the guitar is. Saw Rest Repose in New York. Was a great show. Thanks, man. Recommending the Heil PR30 over the SM57. What would you say is the difference? A lot. I mean, night and day. The PR30 is a large. You basically think of a PR30 as an SM7B, which is what it was modeled after. Which the SM7 is a much larger diaphragm version of a 57. So it's just all around. It doesn't have that weird boxiness. Favorite food spot in Washington? I don't know. I just spit all over the place. I really like the Peterson Brothers 1111 in Tacoma, where I'm at. Do you have a Reverb store? I do. I sell gear there all the time. I'm always posting on my Facebook page when I do have gear. I think the only thing that's left now is a MXR noise clamp, which I'll probably just give away here. Favorite low output pickup? I like the Duncan Path stuff. Some of the bare knuckle low output stuff's really good too. Would I eat pizza or burgers for the rest of your life? Oof. Honestly, probably pizza. Has anyone ever been like, oh, I'm so sick of pizza? That doesn't happen. Good mic to pair with an SM57 on V30s. An Audix i5 is actually amazing. Driving up to Seattle, and we'll be there for a weekend late. March, early April. Any recommendations on what I shouldn't miss? Hit up the guitar store in Seattle. Hit up Thunder Road Guitars in Seattle. Hit up Emerald City Guitars, where Joe Bonamassa buys all of his stuff. For food, oh man, there's a bunch of stuff around there. Peaks and Pints is a really cool place if you like really high quality bar food. Any tips on using compression in a vocal mix? Be careful not to overuse it, and also DS before you compress. Trappers if you like sushi, yeah. I mean, it depends on what you like to eat, but yeah, there's a lot of good food. We should probably give this pedal away, yeah. I have to go over to my other computer to look without leaving the chat on this one. JB versus the Distortion. So here's the thing with the Duncan pickups. A lot of them sound very, very similar. The Distortion has a lot more top end than the JB. That's basically the difference that I found. I'm going to pull up the members. What's the best way to do this? I was just going to scroll down and go bloop, but Fishman set kill switch engaged through a Rev 120 and blackouts through 65 best live tone I've had today. Oh yeah, I bet that is pretty good. Do I know about the Boss Hyperfuzz? I remember when it came out. It's a great pedal. I think those are getting kind of rare, aren't they? I'm just gonna pick someone. I'm gonna scroll down. I don't know who this is. I clicked on oh wait, is he here? Diego. Oh shit, yeah, that's you, dude. Hey, honestly, I scrolled down twice in 2 pages. Diego Valenzuela. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your last name. You just won an analog classic overdrive, my friend. I hope you don't live really, really, really far away. I mean, if you do, that's okay too. Diego, dude, you won a classic overdrive. It's hilarious that you actually happen to be in here. Ha, that's funny. I'm like, wait a second. That's sick. Look at you guys being all supportive. Diego, message me on. Oh man, I don't know how you get. Just email me. Congrats, dude. These are fun. I'm gonna try to really get you guys some cool shit. I also thought about getting so instead of getting something from my closet, like hitting up some companies and being like, yo, let's give away a sick guitar or something, or let's give away really cool shit. I'm working on that part. No, so what? Okay, so the question is, what if someone wins and they aren't at the live stream? How would they know they won? So I just picked someone. I just looked up the member list is what I did just now. Diego just happened to be in the chat. I was actually going to either message them or take a screenshot of their name and post it on my socials. See, this is another problem with this membership thing. It's new, but like, I don't have a good way to contact you guys. Should I? I mean, I don't think it's fair to just pick from the people that are in the chat. It is open to everyone. I just scrolled down and was like, oh, you live in Colorado? Oh, sick. Yeah, you guys are not salty at all. Y'all are classy. Well, the YouTube message system is really old and archaic. No, dude, y'all are fucking rad. There isn't a member number. No. Yeah, see, I clicked on Diego's name and this started playing. That's not him singing. He's playing guitar to Justin Bieber, I think. Dog, that ain't your voice. Still hit my phone up. Maybe I'll be moving on, and I think you should be some. No, so I just clicked on his name. There is no member number. That's what's tough about it. There's got to be a better way. I just have member since. You know what I mean? So the problem with Instagram handles is I don't have any way to ask someone. Like, I can just click on their channel, but if they don't have, for example, some of you guys have your privacy really locked down, so I can't even message you. I could create a system where I have the emails of all the members. That's tough. I should try to get a hold of someone at YouTube. I'm going to check this out because I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta ask someone about this. It's really they make it really difficult for the creators like me to reach out to you guys. Like, you would think in a perfect world I could like just click on your name and go boom, there's your email or something. A private Facebook group isn't a bad idea. Yeah, the shout out on Facebook and Instagram is basically what I was gonna do. That was basically my plan. I would just screenshot their Facebook or whatever I could get a hold of and go, hit me up. And if, like, you know, I give them a week or something like that. When I did the riff, when I did the riff contest, one of the riff contests, I think it was the second riff contest, one of the winners, I literally could not get a hold of. He had everything locked down. He had his messages turned off on YouTube. He had no external links except for he had basically started the YouTube to upload the video, and there was no way to contact him. I actually had to screenshot and go, does anyone know who this is? So I don't know, man. Maybe we should start a Facebook group. And then I also get people going, I hate Facebook. I refuse to be a Facebook. I'm like, well, if you refuse to have a Facebook, you know, for a chance to win free shit, then I guess that's your problem. Private Facebook pages, is that what you guys think should be the dealie? I mean, I guess that would be an actual perk as well. Like, you get to join exclusive club, the Cool Kids Club on Facebook. Facebook group would be a cool idea. Okay. I mean, I don't really have any way of verifying that you guys are like, because if everyone starts inviting their friends, I'm like, oh shit. But I guess I'll just deal with that later. Private Facebook group. Okay. A recap video is a good idea as well. Man, see, I should just ask you guys. I should just run this by you guys. Or I could do a post. I could do a post on Facebook. A post or live or a non-private live stream and include the winner. Something like that as well. I'll work on it. I'll figure it out. I think I'll do the Facebook group though. Yeah, so you guys get a notification, right? When I post something to members only, you guys are getting a notification saying like today for the live stream link. Because I don't know how it works on your end. Make it so you have to approve them and have a question that asks them their YouTube channel name or verify that they are a member. Oh, that's a good idea. You did get a notification. Okay. So maybe I'll, yeah. So going forward, I mean, Diego already knows he won. So I won't do it this time, but in the future, I'm like, boom. You did get a YouTube notification. Cool. Okay. Well, guys, it's been really, really cool. Thank you again. I'm actually starving. I'm gonna go get some lunch with my daughter. Again, Diego, congratulations. You won yourself an Analog Classic Overdrive. And I appreciate you all, and I will see you very soon. And yeah, be well to each other, yeah. And I will see you in a little bit.